I don't know what this is going to do. Hopefully it's going to say I went live on that one, so it's 8:30, even though I said it for 8:30 a.m. Let's hope this actually goes. I'm going to check out like I always do. I hope I'm live on it, because you set something for 8:30 a.m. and yeah, we are live, and it says Butchers 5. Okay, we're live. I'll click on it. Okay. Welcome everybody in the chat, and we'll get going on this podcast. Welcome. Talking Bookers tonight.
I am almost there too, so you can go ahead and maybe start rolling our theme song and working our way right into it, and we'll get right on it.
Okay, we got good.
Maybe start rolling our.
I can actually see you on YouTube tonight. I probably could move over just a little bit because that will put me actually in the frame for YouTube. Let's make sure. We'll see. I did move. The Bookers is right there. Okay, let's see what happens. I got closer. I'm watching.
Hope I didn't share it to those other two that gave me the warnings. He said, you got one warning, and then you'll be removed.
Well, if you get removed, then you don't have to worry about it anymore, right?
And then I'll just join 2 or 3 more, like you said.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it is. I mean, we do some good, we deal with good content and everything. Tonight's podcast is seriously kind of cool tonight because it seems like everything's working technical. John Ritter, Dustin Cole's drinking Charlie's batch tonight, and
awesome.
I'm
Dustin, that's a good batch too.
John Ritz pulling 2021-03 and 2022-04 and 23-03 to sip with us, so that's kind of cool.
Wow.
Yeah, he's pulling out the
don't make me break into that bourbon, that Booker's bourbon batch back up there.
Yeah, don't know. Okay, so
anybody, I'll tell you what, we might do something afterwards. We'll let the crowd speak and tell them what batch they want me to pull out, and I'll go to it and pull it out and do it for them.
Yeah, pull it out.
We'll call it the oh my gosh.
What? Well, the fan request.
Fan request.
Yep. The Super Nash
fan request.
Nash fan request. Fashnan. Nash fan. Okay. Charlie's batch for Jamie tonight that is on YouTube. That's kind of cool. But let's get the ball rolling here for the 30 seconds. We'll do the we'll start the countdown. Do the right now. Okay, really quick. A shout out to our sponsors tonight, Old Louisville, who sponsors our barrel bash rating system, and we are going to be doing the Old Louisville barrel bashing of Booker's 2024-03 Master Distillers batch. Also, we are our new sponsor, Whiskey Thief Distillery, was down there just this past weekend for Whiskey Thief Festival. Pretty damn fun. They got some really cool things, including this bottle, and they now have wheated bourbon. This wheated expression was fantastic, and I brought it home with the special Whiskey Thief Distilling Festival label right there. That's just a special bottle that they produced just for that. Walter Zausch and the people at Whiskey Thief. It is a barrel pick all day, every day, uncut and unfiltered. You got to go down and see everybody. The staff is awesome. Plus, their new tasting room is open, and they're sharing staff from both to both. So it's just so much fun. You got to check it out. Check out Whiskey Thief Distilling Company. Also,
did you thief and bottle that yourself?
I bottled this.
Was it already bottled?
Nope. I thiefed and bottled that. Walter was like.
So I know you bottled 2 of them and got me one, right?
No, I wasn't able to do that. I did bottle 2.
Ooh.
But you're going to have a sample of it. anyways, it's not like
Sample.
it's not. Oh, seriously? When you're buying your
What good does that sample do to my collection? It would get drank and never even make it to the shelves.
okay, so when
Okay.
I'm not giving up this bottle, but I've got a couple picks from Bourbon on the Banks, and I got a pick, and I'll bring you that bottle.
A weeded pick.
No, they're not weeded. I got the special
God,
weeded
I
one.
got rye picks. I even
Hey,
bottled my own rye.
hey, Super Nash.
Okay,
I'm gonna
let's
tell.
moving right along.
I'm
Since-
gonna. So,
since
anyways,
I'm already
Whiskey Thief.
heartbroken.
No, you're not gonna be. But we're gonna see each other in December, and then we're gonna ride down together to Whiskey Thief, and you can bottle your own, and I'll videotape you doing it. Anyways,
There you go. Problem solved.
yep. Anyways, so with that said, also the Spirit of French Licks in French Lick, Indiana, you got to check out that
Oh.
distillery.
Tom Sutliff is drinking Jimmy's 2024-04 Jimmy's batch purchased last week.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I knew it was out, and
Tell
then
you our opinion, but neither one of us have been able to pick it up yet. There,
we will
Tom.
be, and once we will be picking that up, and then when Super Nash comes up the Thursday after Christmas, we will be tasting. We always do our end of the year podcast and our bourbon of the year not our bourbon of the year podcast and our bookers podcast, where everybody does and we figure out what the booker of the year is, and then we pick the bourbon of the year. So when he comes up, we'll have that batch and look forward to that. That'll be
absolutely.
Actually, you're coming in on Thursday, so let's just do the Thursday night live when you come in on that Thursday. I'm taking off. We'll do some fun stuff, and then we'll come and do that, and we'll do the bookers of the year podcast Thursday night live. Then that will be December 26th.
Right.
All right.
Yep, December 26th.
So let's get back to our other sponsor.
Things are coming,
Spirits of French Lick. We have our 2 current barrel picks that are available for anybody out there. If you want to taste something fantastic, we have the Weeded William Dalton, one of the best barrel picks of the William Dalton. There is. Someone was telling me they left a review in the barrel pick group, and they were talking about how fantastic the flavors were, and that it wasn't it wasn't super complex, but the flavors came through, and the body was so good to it. And this is a weeded, folks, and this was so flavorful, and how long the finish lasted. But our last pick of William Dalton, the first one, was a little bit more complex, but the way I described this one is the flavors that were in the other one on steroids. And that's why it's just like, that's what this one was. And then there's always the Lillian Vernon, which, Lillian Sinclair, the daughter of Lee W. Sinclair. And Lillian Sinclair is what Alan Bishop, the former master distiller of the Spirit of French Lick, before he left last March, he picked these 2 barrels with us, and the Lillian Sinclair was his passion project, and he was able to help us pick this out. This is what he liked to call, I said, this is kind of like what he was trying to do, the way he wanted whiskey to taste. And he said it's more like what the whiskey tasted on the frontier in the 1800s. So if you want to know what a 4-grain bourbon tasted like in the 1800s, this is what it's close to. So you want to check out
there goes your Christmas gift. Talking about the Booker's 2404. Since you're already going to have it. That's all right, John. You know, I'm willing to wait.
Anyways, all right. So
thanks again to Spirits of French Lick,
right?
Our long-standing sponsor,
right?
Just about ever since we've been started.
Yes, yeah, for sure. They were the original sponsor. Yes, and
if ever get a chance to go to West Baden Springs, Indiana, that's where they're located at, and you can check them out.
check them out. And then there's Rosewood Bourbons and Ryes.
Bourbon.
Jason Giles down there in Texas producing some fantastic whiskey and bourbons. He basically takes Indiana bourbon and Kentucky bourbon, drives it the 900 miles on a semi down there, and heats those barrels up for at least one season in the Texas heat.
I cannot wait to go down there next year.
Yeah. And so Jason does a great job. He's a sponsor for us. So thank you so much. But you got to, if you see Rosewood Bourbon or Rye, you want to pick it up. It might be back on the Bourbon Outfitter, but if it's not, you can contact Jason direct and he will ship some right to you. Also remember Alan Bishop, if you have ghosts, you have everything. And the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute.
Cheers and good evening, Randy.
Wants to get it set up. Let's try. Okay, I got something that I don't. Wow, people are just like Facebook messaging me while I'm on. Okay, Randy Ford, yes. All right, so we're gonna, now that we covered the One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute with Alan Bishop, everything you want to know about home distilling, he puts it out there. He answers questions. It's on YouTube. Check it out. And then also the awesome If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. Me and Roxy did a podcast about that, when you combine spirits and spirits.
Right there, so much fun.
Yep. I think it's one of the coolest podcasts on iHeartRadio and Spotify. All right. We are going to start this podcast now that we got the sponsor stuff. There'll be a 30-second thing that we're going to be quiet for.
Sipping on some scotch, we get a little wild, it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking everything, man, it's all songs, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, blazing through hell, making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, we're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to an awesome episode of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight, we have Super Nash in the house. Woo! And I'm pumped up. I'm in a damn good mood so far tonight. It's been a good couple of weeks for us. Me and my wife had needed some wins, and we've been getting some wins. And I just like to welcome everybody tonight to the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We are live on YouTube and Facebook. We've got Super Nash. I keep doing that. Well, it's funny because CT was thinking of coming on tonight, but obviously not able to. But shout out to CT.
Prior commitments.
He it's funny because he gets a lot of bourbon that we like to talk and taste about. He buys it, but he doesn't get to taste it. It just goes in, he doesn't get to taste as many. But tonight we are going to be doing our Old Louisville barrel bashing segment with Booker's 2024-03, the Master Distillers batch. Yes, the newest batch out, the 2024-04 has been released, which is Jimmy's batch, which is a tribute to Jimmy Russell. But we'll be getting
the one we're doing.
Yeah, we're doing the 3 because we haven't done it, and then we'll pick up 4, and then the coming weeks, right before New Year's, in between New Year's and Christmas, we will do our Bourbon of the Year and our Bookers of the Year podcast that we do because everybody kind of comes up and we get it done. So that's kind of cool to do a bunch of stuff by ourselves with everybody in studio. So that's a good one. And that gives us a chance to do the whole Booker's collection. But tonight we are doing batch.
You're coming to my house and do the whole Booker's collection.
No, you're coming to my house and doing the whole yearly Booker's collection. So I'm
the yearly collection.
Yes, the yearly collection. So
okay.
It's like I screwed up already on YouTube, and I started this live was supposed to start at 8:30 this morning. I don't know how that happened. It should have been 8:30 p.m. And I don't know. I'm not perfect, everybody. Everybody knows that I'm not perfect, and I'm not going to profess to be perfect. But at the same time, if you know me, I profess to be a good guy, and I'm going to do whatever I can to help anybody out. I'm going to do a lot of let's go in a different direction. Yeah.
Facebook is freaking out.
Why?
It's like it's in fast forward.
You're putting it in fast forward or what?
No, I'm looking at it and it looks like it's in fast forward.
Oh, that's probably because, let me see. So,
it went back and now it's going through like fast forward, trying to catch up to where we're at now.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to join it live and see.
ET and not Superman.
Where we're at now. Okay, yeah. Let me see. I'm going to join it live and see. It's fine. You might have to reload it, my friend. I'm going back to YouTube. All right. Randy Ford's watching. It says good evening. And yeah, I didn't hear. I think some things are going weird, maybe, but at the same time, I'm back on. Really? The YouTube. Let's go back. Let's try this again. Let's go to YouTube.
Look.
Yeah, get out of it and go back in. I just did it.
I am not freaking out, but look at my Facebook.
Okay, Nash.
You see that?
Nash, go off of because I've got in it and it was working just fine. You might have to reload. Okay. It's not the live version. It's what's happening to you. You know what I mean? It was actually working. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
All right, I'm going back.
All right. Anyways, we were doing good on YouTube there.
There we go.
Let me make sure.
Now we're back.
Let's see. It was actually working. Okay, so we're that. I just
happened to look down at it and it's like, what the fuck? I mean,
oh, now you got us banned for this one. Keep that language down, man.
And
what the heck?
Yeah.
What'd you say? I don't think you finished it. You said, what the fuck? Yeah, we'll go with fuck. All right. Anyways, so everybody, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're actually recording. You guys, this is live. You're going to have technical difficulties. And sometimes Nash is just he was freaking out. He was freaking out more than Facebook was freaking out. Anyways,
oh my God.
Randy said, you're on. You're freaking out. He could hear you freaking out. Anyways.
I'm glad to see I'm having technical difficulties for once.
that's I agree. It's fine for that to happen, but I'm so www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. You got Glencairns, you've got t-shirts. Yeah. Wrong use of the concerns, Nash.
That's confused.
There you go. Anyways, also we're on all if you want something, if you're interested, just contact me direct. I'll ship it to you. I can ship you our barrel picks, the French lick barrel picks. I can ship you the Glencairns. I can ship you a bottle of Lillian Sinclair and Scotchy Bourbon Boys Glencairn. We can make that happen. Plus a t-shirt. You want to wear your Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirts around. Show your support for us, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And, if you're wearing it around and we see you, we're going to see you. So we'll know that you're fans. So it's really cool. Every once in a while, I'll be in a store or whatever, and some people around the city have my t-shirts that have purchased, and I'll see them in there. And it's just kind of cool to be able to see the logo. But anyways, also remember we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. I was looking, and on all of them, please leave good feedback, comment on our stuff, defend the Scotchy Bourbon Boys and Jeffrey Mueller. Give us that's fine, because sometimes we get attacked. And then also make sure you like, listen, and subscribe. That is very important on all the, on Spotify. You can be a subscriber. You can leave good feedback on Apple Podcasts. You can, and then also iHeart. The more you do it, the more listeners we have. But lately, what's been happening on Facebook and YouTube has been fantastic. So make sure you check us out there.
And one other thing, I want to throw this out there for the first time ever. If you've got a Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt and you go on vacation somewhere and you're wearing that t-shirt and you have a picture taken with your t-shirt on out on vacation somewhere, anywhere other than your hometown, and you share that picture to our Facebook page or your group page and tag us in it, I promise that Super Nash will send you a sample, a 2-ounce sample from this collection.
Yeah, and if you know Super Nash,
that's a new challenge to all our fans out there that have the Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt.
Well, you got to get your Scotchy Bourbon Boys
awesome
t-shirt
sample. So now, if you need a t-shirt, contact Jeff Mueller.
Yeah, contact me directly on Facebook or through YouTube. That's fine.
Or
and I'll
me
get that, and I'll
hook you up too.
I'll get you that t-shirt so you can start running around. We've got them available.
More pictures in the more states and countries you post, the more samples you'll get.
Well, yeah, for sure. There you go. Anyways, all right. So let's get this show on the road. We're this week. This past week has been a busy week for me. I drove down on Saturday and went to Whiskey Thief Festival, but I also got to see everybody at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival in the Brendiamo penthouse for the staff appreciation, which was.
Did we talk about this before the podcast?
You might have said before the podcast, but and then also I talked a little bit about it in the last podcast that I did by myself before on Tuesday.
Talk about it again.
So we're gonna talk,
and not the bookers.
Yeah, we get what you got 45 minutes. We're gonna talk, whatever. We can talk about bookers all day long after this. But the two events were fantastic. Walter Zausch and Stacy Pritchard, who put these events on. I got to see a bunch of people that I got to see Mark Carter, and I got to see Christy Atkinson. We had they were at the Whiskey Thief. I saw Amzy, got to see Amzy. I got to see Derek was there.
David?
Kelly was there. What?
Is David there?
No.
In the, Kentucky Bourbon Festival?
No, I don't think so. Oh, in the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, which one?
Indiana?
No, I don't. David, which David?
Not David. I'm going. Don't mind me.
Stacy?
No.
Stacy was there. Shannon was there. Crystal was there. Sarah was there, and then I met a couple other people throughout there. I
About
forget.
Randy.
Randy was not there. Randy was up on the farm with his mom
Oh,
and dad. So
okay.
so we were we had a great time there. I mean, I had so much driving. I mean, my driving was down to 5 hours down to Whiskey Thief. Got there at 11. I left there about 3, drove an hour to Bardstown, did the 4 to 6 p.m. And then I checked into my hotel, the Distill Inn. A good shout out to what they're doing with the Distill Inn. The rooms were spectacular. It's always fun when you book a double queen suite because you think some people are coming down with you with the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and then you get to sleep in 2 beds in one night all by yourself because nobody came down. And we're not talking to you, Super Nash. I'm throwing that out at a different Scotchy Bourbon boy who's not here so I could trash him because he's not. But anyways, and then I checked in real quick, and then I drove the hour back to the Whiskey Thief Festival and was at the festival till
the evening festival.
Yeah, it was a 5 to 11:30, and I left at about 10:30, got back to the Distill Inn at 11:30, hung out at the bar with a bunch of people passing out cards. It was a party in the lobby. And then the next morning, woke up, had breakfast at Mammy's, had the bourbon pancake. If you're ever at Mammy's for breakfast, get the bourbon pancake. Oh my God.
You
And
have
then
it by yourself?
no, it's still the other half's upstairs, and I can't wait to eat it this
Okay.
weekend. So a pancake doesn't go bad, so I'm gonna basically hit that baby a little bit
Oh my
warmer.
God. It should be like 3/4.
It's huge. It's to
Yeah.
put it in I put it in the large styrofoam box, and I had to cut what was the half of it into a quarter so it could fit in there. But anyways, and then
That's
then I
awesome,
did
dude.
the 5 hours and 45-minute drive home. It's just like voila. So that's all over. I'm not going to be doing anything again till December. Oh no, November 23rd
November
was the
16th.
our Packer game. I know that Shannon is actually coming up there. Randy and Kate are going to be up.
I thought you had a podcast like November 16th, Four Roses.
No, that's December 13th.
December 13th.
November 16th is a
Yeah,
Saturday
rub it
night,
in.
is Single Barrel Saturday. And then I'm doing a tasting, 8-person tasting up at my cousin's bar, which is going to be with all of his friends. So that should be fun. And then November 23rd is the Packer game, but December 13th, Friday, December 13th, I will be headed to have our podcast with Brent Elliott at Four Roses. But I know you
Okay,
can't.
now that we got your calendar out of the way, what are we doing tonight?
All right. It was a good time. That's what it is. Single Barrel Saturday's coming up, everybody. They've been announcing it.
What are we doing?
What?
What are we doing tonight?
We're only at 16 minutes. We start it. No, I'm just
What
kidding.
is it with you and the time tonight?
I don't know. We're just trying to stretch this out. It's like, Jamie, it's cool that you're drinking Charlie's batch. Everybody, what was that? What just happened? What was that? I didn't hear. Okay. What? Okay.
Once we get going on the tasting, it'll get stretched out. It always does.
It's like a good woman.
Oh, I'm not going there.
Anyways,
I'll be rearranging some consonants again.
All right, so we got some stuff on this. I do. Tonight's batch, and I don't even need to put glasses on because I went and did something amazing. And I'm going to put this over off of you because on Facebook, I want everybody to be able to still see you. We've got
the description by James B. Bean Distilling, Master Distiller Fred knew what he said about it.
Hold on. Are you getting this from the distiller's notes off the...
Yes, I am.
All right. You can read the distiller notes. That is fine. All right, go ahead. This is Booker's Master Distiller batch 24-03.
3.
And this is
This is the third release of Booker's Bourbon 2024 collection is Booker's batch 2024-03 Master Distillers batch. This batch is named in honor of a group of distillers I admire greatly. Their work in the late 80s and early 90s helped America fall back in love with bourbon and made the industry what it is today. This group was made up of legends like my dad, Booker knew, and some of his peers at other distilleries during this time. These guys, the elder statesmen, as we call them, paved the way for master distillers to get recognized for their craft. They even became the very first class inducted into the Bourbon Hall of Fame. And then it was a meetup in Chicago. I remember once I was with my dad when they all met up in Chicago for a festival. We were catching up at a bar, and to most of the people there, we were just 6 random guys drinking bourbon. But someone pointed us out to the bartender and said, "You've got bourbon royalty in here." We all laughed and raised our glasses. While it is true now, it's true enough now, it wasn't always like this. Back in the day, being a master distiller just meant running the distillery, but these elder statesmen changed all that, raising the bar for all of us. The job went from spending every waking moment in the distillery to traveling the world, all the while introducing people to our beloved bourbon. They became these guys my whole life. They showed me the ropes of how to make great whiskey and built my love and respect for everything that goes into the craft. I'm proud to follow in their footsteps and honor them with this batch.
all right. The batch is made up of 2 production dates stored in 4 different aging warehouse. The age is 7 years, 8 months, and 7 days, and is 130.3 proof. In fact, much of this batch was produced in 2016 on Dad's birthday, December 7th. We should make December 7th a phenomenal, celebration day. But the breakdown of the barrels,
Booker's Bourbon Celebration Day.
the breakup of the barrel storage for Booker's Master Distiller batch is as follows. And so normally you got, like, when you got this card, it's all on there. And there's like 40 different places that it came from. But this one came only from 4 different places and 4 different barrels. So here it goes. 10% came from the 6th floor of the 7-story warehouse Z. 11% came from the 6th floor of 7-story warehouse 1. 42% came from the 6th floor of 7th-story warehouse 3, and 37% came from the 3rd floor of 9-story warehouse J. So what you're talking about right here is what Fred has done is taken some barrels at the top of the heated most part of the warehouse and produced a batch. And what happens in that warehouse is the heat of Kentucky heats those barrels up. And when you're talking about that 7th floor, or you're talking when it's on the 6th floor of the 7th story, it's up there. It's pulling in some of that Kentucky heat, and you're going to get a lot of evaporation, which
a
is
lot of angel share.
well, and it's a lot of water when you're up there, because that's where you're pulling this high proof. When it's in the lower areas, a lot of times the evaporation is the whiskey, and then the water stays in, and you won't get that high, a lot of the actual bourbon evaporates. So there's different things from different, but it's curious that then in that last one, it was on the 3rd floor of a 9-story, which, very interesting, to make this batch of what he used. But he used a batch that was done on his dad's, most of it was distilled in 2016 on his dad's birthday. And that's a cheers right there, right? I mean,
absolutely.
anybody who wants to know anything about Booker's, I mean, Booker's is a fantastic brand. It is a batch brand that the Jim Beam Distillery puts out. This is barrel strength and it's uncut and unfiltered. And uncut and unfiltered is what we are. So,
And that's the way Booker wanted it.
I mean, when Booker was doing it, right? Go ahead.
That's just I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's the way he wanted it, because when he was tasting it, he told everybody, and when he was doing these original batches that weren't for sale. I mean, there are batches for years and years that people can get. The first batch of Booker's batch, we've seen bottles of that wasn't open. He gave to family and friends, and some of the people that he gave those batches to, they weren't, they were family and friends, and some of the friends weren't big drinkers, so they saved that bottle, and they still have it today, or it's been put up for auction or whatnot. But each batch is special. It is because it comes from the barrel, and they make batches from it, the proof and everything. But it's how he tasted bourbon, and he wanted everybody to be able to taste what he tasted. So when I got into this in 2000, when I got my first bottle, and I was really started getting into it in 2018, I started looking for Booker's, because that's what when I started reading about it, that's what I kind of wanted. I wanted it when I read that Booker did all this stuff and I was reading online. So my first quest was Kitchen Table, which was the first batch, I believe, of 2019. And I didn't realize it was a batch. So I had seen it on the shelf, and then when I went back, it was gone. And I kept thinking, well, I can find it. Well, I didn't realize that I can't find it. I ended up finding it in Wisconsin. And when I got it, I was so happy. I had searched so hard and so long, and I think that was at the time $79.99, and it didn't come with the Booker's box that we got right there. And that's one thing that's really unique. I mean, Booker's is the whole package, right, Nash? I mean, it's the whole package. You get the box. This is a smoke box with the plastic front, and Booker's the wood burn box, where the person who makes it now, all the Booker's boxes, was the same person that's always made it, correct?
And you always get a batch card that tells you exactly what the name of the batch is, the story behind the batch, why it was named it, and then you get the makeup of the batch, exactly what went into the making of the batch. But
yeah, it's on the card in minuscule type, and if it's a dark one like this one, even with my glasses, I can't read it. So if you want to know what's on the card and you're not 25 years old, you're whatever, a little bit older, you got to go to the website, because it's there, and the type's in white and the background's in black, and then you can actually read what you're looking at.
Before we go on, and I tell you what Booker's means to me, I want to finish reading what Booker had to say about this batch right here.
What batch?
He goes on to say that the color
no. What Fred had to say?
What Fred had to say.
Yeah, because Booker's not saying anything about the batch we're drinking. So I just want to stress that would have been a bad mistake.
Yeah, and Fred says that the color of this Booker's batch is a deep amber from over 7 years of aging in the new white oak barrels. The nose is complex with vanilla and spices that leave you craving more of the taste you expect from Booker's. The taste is big and bold, all the Booker's batches should be, and the finish is long and delightful. I could just picture Dad with his colleagues from the past sitting around enjoying this batch and swapping stories. That's what good bourbon does, brings friends together and turns conversations into lasting memories. And with that being said, when I started getting into bourbon, which is in 2018 also, and then 2019 is when I met Tiny. Booker's is exactly what brought us together, because of the painting that he was getting signed by Fred and Freddie No at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Actually,
and it just happened to have an old Booker's bottle. And back then, the batches were serial numbered like CO7AB2. And I just started following the festival, saw the picture of him on the festival page, and I scrunched up the picture, which I have one of the three paintings that exist right here. And I messaged Jeff. I just happened to find two old batches very close to the serial numbers that were from 1994 when Booker No was still alive and still distilling Booker's bourbon. And I just messaged Jeff out of the blue. That's what brought us together as friends. We just started talking, and before you know it, we were like, we're brothers.
I still have that bottle. It's empty,
Yeah.
but I have that bottle. When we opened it, the cork broke.
We
we
sure-
never really experienced a cork breaking. I think that's the first Dusty that I
Yeah.
ever had where,
messaged you in late September 2019.
yes,
I flew up there
in
on
November.
it was like December 12th, and I became your 7th member of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys and your fourth podcaster, fourth male podcaster at the time. And the group had just had started, and like I say, it was on from there. And like Booker says, it brings friends together and turns conversations into lasting memories. And with that, I want to say cheers to Booker and to Fred No for continuing on a tradition that his dad did. And what do you say we get on to
the Old Louisville barrel bashing segment of Booker's 2024-3 Master Distillers batch? You want to get into this segment now? All right, absolutely. Then. The 2024. All right, Thomas Anderson is from Michigan, and he's got the 2401.
Keep him entertained. I got to run get a pad and a pen right quick.
So we can do non-drunk math.
Yeah.
Anyways, everybody, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys barrel bashing rating system is as follows. The way that we've come up with this barrel bashing system is been a 5-year evolution, and it's always been based on the 4 categories of nose, taste, nose, body, taste, and finish. The nose, in the past, everything was worth 4 points, but as we've evolved, the nose and the body are still worth up to 4 barrel bashes. The barrel bashes happen. Sometimes you can hear it and sometimes you can't, depending on how the microphones are, but I will be showing it to you and you'll be able to see us do the bashing. Then also the taste and the finish, because I feel they're very important. If a bourbon smells one way and tastes and doesn't smell very good and tastes delicious, I think that's more important for it to taste good than it is to smell good. And as far as the body goes, so many people have so many different opinions. We'll give you ours of what the body is, and then the finish is very important also, along with the taste. It's what's left in your mouth after you're done drinking, how long it is, what happens. You want to do that. So yes, Thomas is talking about how he loves Bookers. He's from Michigan. He's got the 2401 Bookers, which batch I am trying to think of, but it's not coming to me. But he also says he loves Bookers. He's never had any bad ones, and he's been buying them since 88 and 89. That's freaking awesome, Thomas. I go up to Michigan, us being in Canton, Ohio. I head up to Michigan all the time to see my son and my grandson and my daughter-in-law, and they are in Traverse City area. So maybe, well, it's real easy to find down here, Thomas, in Ohio. So, if you ever need me to pick one up for you, I can do it. But maybe on my way up, sometime we can share a pour. That's the way this works. And then, so everybody knows. But if one of the categories, nose, taste, body, smell, finish, is exceptional, you can add an extra up. So if you want it, and that evolved, that was a bunch of different things before we settled on a up. And I think now it's been about 2.5 years that there's been that up. I'm gonna have to say something else. I will have to say that we need to do a little update on this if we can come up with different ways. I will tell you that the barrel bashing system has been bashed around in the past. It's been used by Tiny here, because it's my system, to really, really, sometimes I've taken liberties with the barrel bashing. Would you?
Yes, he has.
But we do now have a sponsor of our segment, and it's Old Louisville Whiskey Company with Old Louisville bourbons, and I believe they do rye, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? And Amin down there at Old Louisville Distilling Company has a great thing going. You go down there, you see him. He is kind of like the mad scientist down there. He gets you back there, and once you're there, trying to
You better be prepared for some tasting and fun-filled time.
Yeah, the libations flow, and you can't say enough about yummy pollo. Yummy pollo chicken. That's a really good place that's a good place to go. So can't say enough about that. All right, so let's get this on. I've got my barrel bashing hammer here. Now there is a barrel back there where I can do it where nobody sees it, but they don't hear it.
Nobody can hear it.
So what I'm gonna do is replace it, and I'm gonna do it right. I can hear that, but I don't know if y'all can hear that. But at least you can see the bashing. All right, so let's go. All right, in our glass, the color of this is, this is 7 years, but the proof on this is 130. 130, if I'm not mistaken, 130. I want to say it was right. Oh my God!
I just like to say,
what?
It's Thirsty Thursday, so yes, I did give myself a generous pour.
You always do. Nope, bang it off your. Nope.
No excuses, but look at that dark amber color, y'all.
Bang it off your dome, Tiny. He says, bang it off my dome. All right. So this is 130. Okay, 65.15, which is 130.3, right? 1.15? Yeah, 130.3. One of the higher bookers. That is one of the higher bookers.
You're trying to turn that bottle and look at that dark purple label with the black lettering. When I got it right here. This big bright white paper.
Nobody, Drew was saying nobody else, no other distillery does this, but some distilleries do stuff like this, these batches, but not with the history behind it. You could say that Buffalo Trace releases a couple batches of their stag, and I know that when you're talking about Elijah Craig, they have their barrel proof that they release batches on, but not like this. This is way different. The bottle is beautiful. The actual beam ribbon on there with the bee in the wax is just cool as hell. I will tell you that in my opinion, the wooden box, and then with the plastic in thing, which can be used as a smoke box, you can start it, get the smoke going, it's really easy. I've seen people do it, but then the bottle with the dipped wax over.
I want to give the presentation a 5 with a but
Well, yeah, I would say Booker's is the bourbon's fantastic. The packaging, it's what I want to be in here.
Pinnacle. Booker's are the pinnacle of packaging as far as I'm concerned. You see decanters and stuff like that, but I'm telling you what, you can put some of those other decanter bottles and stuff up against this, and I'll take the Booker's in the box and the presentation of this bottle all day long.
Well, also I will tell you, if you look behind me, how the boxes store. I mean, it's fantastic. And then they're doing different things, and then they got the little book in there.
You can make a smoker, like you said, a cocktail smoker out of it.
Yeah, but it's so much fun. Plus, it's a collectible. I mean, John's talking about, and how he loves the cards. The cards are collectible. I mean, everything about it is our generation that we love. When we were collecting baseball cards and we were collecting football cards and wacky packages, beer cans. We used to collect beer cans. We are the collector generation, and they were smart enough to give us really good bourbon in a collector's situation 4 to 5 times a year. Now it's pretty much 4 times a year, but I believe it's 5 times. Hey, man. Yep, we gotta love Booker's. All right. So, anyways, the black bones with the little books are infinite, are cool as yep. I would say too. The little books and the infinite. Yep, I have to say so. I love the black box and on there too. So, and then I like the presentation of the wax on the little book also.
Tom said harder, beat it harder.
All right, so let's start off with this nose. This is different than most Bookers. I get fresh baked gingerbread on the nose. I don't get that classic peanut that I always get off Booker's. This one's sets itself, and there's a good amount of ethanol coming off that stings my nostrils.
Yeah, you got to watch it. That's why I keep switching nostrils.
But I'm getting like a ginger, like a fresh baked ginger, not a gingerbread cookie, but like a ginger loaf. I get that ginger in there.
I'm getting like, and it's probably because my wife just made these spice cake and spice cupcakes Monday or Monday night.
I want to. So what do you think the spice is? Holiday. Wait. Are you crazy? Holiday spice, like a holiday spice cake. Ginger's in the spice, my friend.
No, I know, not in this cake.
Yeah, if she's using spice to make a spice cake, ginger's part of the spice from the spice cakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The frosting overtook it then, because I'm getting the vanilla frosting and the spice cake, the sweet spice cake.
I get a little bit of oak, corn, then I get that sweet spice cake. As far as vanilla,
you should have smelt the house when she cooked that spice cake like Monday night.
This is really weird, but
out of the oven,
it
was warm.
I'm getting my left nostril that's usually dominant has just bowed out, but my right nostril is smelling, and I'm getting a Dorito type, a nacho cheese Dorito kind of thing happening here. That is just weird. All right,
I'm getting some kind of real slight little bit of fruit,
almost root beer. This is the most complex nose I've ever had on a Booker's. Usually you get that caramel, you get a lot of the ethanol, you get the peanut. This isn't anything like any of that.
I'm not getting any of the peanut off of this.
No. All right, let's look at it in the
When
glass.
you said root beer,
yeah, just a little bit on the one. The legs are
trying to figure out
fantastic.
That might be that root beer.
Yeah, the legs are
long. Made from ginger.
They're not as thick as usual, but this is 130. You would think it. Let me see. Is this glass? My glasses are falling short tonight. I'm going to shine it up with my. We're both wearing our Bookers. I'm wearing my Bookers hat with my Bookers. What would you say? Long sleeve.
My phone's trying to look up cinnamon frosting. Siri. Oh no,
Thomas. That must Thomas.
Actually, John was saying cinnamon frosting.
But
I had to scroll it up. That's what it was.
Tom on YouTube was saying that must be a 2403, and I'm like, yeah, Tom, you picked that one out. But I'm looking at, again, I'm going to try and look at these legs in the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It sticks really well to the side before it starts to turn into the legs, dripping down into this. I mean, it's not really super dark in the glass. It's got like an ale, like a beer.
The legs are really thick.
I get a lot of legs.
To start running, but I mean, they are thick and wide. So it's very sugary.
All right. So there you go so a lot of times you judge the body as far as how it performs in the glass. It'll stick to the side. That tells you it's got a lot of viscosity. And then when it runs down the slower it runs down, the thicker the actual streams will be. And the streams are what we call legs. So the thinner they are, usually it determines there's less viscosity. But this is 130 proof. You can't fault it. But as far as body goes, for me, then you got that what's happening in the glass, but then you got when you drink it, the taste and how much of a mouthfeel the taste has. Is it oily? Is it slickery? How it is it thin? Those are all things part of the mouthfeel of when you're drinking it. And then the final thing is what does the flavor do? You have taste receptors in your cheeks. You got them on top of the roof of your mouth, your tongue, back of your throat. And to really get a really nice body, you need to be able to taste it everywhere. And barrel strength usually does that, especially if it's uncut and unfiltered.
All right. You want to go first on the nose?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to tell. Okay. You want me to go first on the nose? All right. It's easy for me. This is a complex nose. Complexity on noses on Bookers are not normal to me. Someone says Russian vodka, which would be whiskey he's referring to. There you go. Welcome, Anti-Flash. Thomas Anderson, I hope you're still watching. It's good to see everybody tonight. A little bit more people on Facebook or YouTube, a little that's happening. We're recovering from a couple episodes when we didn't understand completely all the rules. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody on Facebook. We are watching the comments there too. We really appreciate everybody jumping in.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping Jamie's still there. You should check in. I didn't see Walker tonight, but that's he knows what time we do this, and if he can't make it, it's usually because he can't make it. All right, so the nose is the most complex nose I've had on a Booker's. It's delicious. after this, I'm like, that's weird. I get so many different things that are happening.
I keep going back to it, and I keep
There's,
switching
I mean, I
nostrils.
have,
and it's
I'm
like,
almost like picking up an aftershave note on it. I don't know what that even means, but it's like,
that's probably just your beard oil.
and this, folks, is we're gonna get a little bit of it's kind of cool that you can't all see it on the podcast, so I won't say anything, but the Tiny has started his winter beard, and we will be going there through all that. All right, so all right.
And Super Nash has just shaved his winter beard off this morning, as he does every morning.
I shaved my neck. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna have to give this nose. It's impressive. I'm gonna give this nose a 4.
Oh, you know what?
It's impressive
I
as hell.
concur, and I've already written mine down. I gave the nose a 4 myself.
You're a cheater.
I really like this nose. I'm like you. This is one of the best noses that I've ever got off of Booker's, and it's like I have to keep switching nostrils because of the alcohol on it.
Thomas says he likes to let his sit for at least 30 minutes, like he does with all high proof. Are you?
And that's why I poured mine up just a little while ago.
I opened
mine. It set there, and I've been letting mine swirl a little bit.
Are we doing swirling? CT twirling. You know, I've mastered this part of swirling.
I'm not gonna twirl.
Look at that. Look at that. It's just spinning. I can do it like that, and that's how I'm going to do it from now on.
Every time I try to do it, it looks like I got Tourette's syndrome.
I agree. I have not mastered. No. I mean, I think
one time I say that, and now I got it going pretty good. Looks like a little miniature tornado.
It looks like you're spazzing.
Okay, so we're going to stop with the swirling.
But I will say that I opened this up yesterday, took a sip, because I have 2 bottles. I was able to do that, and then I let it sit for a good.
I opened mine up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but that's sitting. That's sitting. But I left I left the cap off for a good 30 minutes before I put the cap back on. Then tonight, when I came, I opened it up, the cap up, let it sit for a couple minutes, and now
it works.
All right. Try no shave November, baby. That's what he says. I'm in there. Bourbon twerks. Hey, I'm not dissociating myself to any of that. Anyways, all right. So,
go first on the body, and really like the body on this too, because it's really thick in the glass, and to me, it's hitting all the right spaces, front, back, top, sides of the mouth. Each sip, I mean, just little sips too, is all it takes.
What you gonna give it?
Gonna give it a 4. A 4 on the body.
I will have to say that this body is amazing. The viscosity of this is so. This is really probably one of the 130s. When I drink 130 proof, I usually, now drinking so much bourbon over the last 6 years of doing this, I find that there's not much that's hot to me. A lot of, and what I mean by hot, I mean spicy, or there's a burn to it. Not many can do that. I just had a 140 proof, and it drank not like it's 140. But this 100% is drinking 130, and I don't know where I put the heat in the rating. But as far as the body goes, it's the thing I love about Booker's is there's an actual, almost like in a taste of a root beery, that root beer root kind of flavor to it. and then usually it goes peanut. This is giving me the root beer flavor, but no peanut. So the flavor completely goes, it hits cheeks. You don't even have to do a Kentucky chew, but if you do the Kentucky chew, it hits cheeks, under your tongue, the roof of your mouth. Now, it does it in a way where it's there, but it's not overpowering.
It's not a tingly, burning sensation on it. It's just a pleasant, a real pleasant sensation.
Flavor. And
and
although
flavor
the
to it,
nose, I picked up all this different stuff going on and everything.
and it's like go ahead.
The flavor is so overwhelming, and what it does in your glass, I have to give the body a 4 also. And you gave it a 4.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting at. It's like the flavor, it sticks to your tongue, the front, the back, and it also sticks to the sides, and you get it on the roof of your mouth. I mean, it's just there, but it's not like a burning, tingling type, as you would expect from 130 proof bourbon.
Yeah. So a 4 for that. Now, I would say that I'm going to go taste. And this is whenever I do a Booker's, everybody has to know I love Booker's. It's what I got into this for. I know so much, and I've tasted so much other things different than Booker's. But the uncut and unfiltered on this batch, now I'm going to be excited to get the next batch. But honestly, this batch is a standout batch, I think. It definitely separates itself from most batches that get released. When you produce something with the same liquid year after year, and you're doing different batches because all the barrels are different, there's a consistency throughout them, but a few of them from time to time totally separates themselves and become classics. And I think that's what this is doing because of its commitment to Booker's, what's so good about Booker's. And there's a lot, like I always find that peanut taste, depending on how much oak is mixed with it, it's Booker's, but sometimes it's a little spicy or it's a little bit this or that. And it usually comes down to how that peanut flavor is handled is how I rate that batch, because sometimes it can be handled too oaky. And sometimes, but I'm not talking about it's making it bad. I'm just talking about what makes one better than the other. This particular batch is not dealing with that at all. And we're talking 7 years, 8 months. And so it's up there in age for a Booker's. A lot of times Booker's is 7 years, 2 months, or 7 years, 1 month, or just 7 years, 2 days. But we're at the upper echelon of the higher aspect of it. And it doesn't deal with the peanut. So Booker's on taste, on this one, it just keeps getting sweeter. And it's brown sugar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a combination of brown sugar sprinkled with powdered sugar. So
that's the first time I've heard that one.
Brown sugar, and then it's got the powdered so the front end is brown sugar, the back end before the finish starts is powdered sugar, and we'll get into the finish. But that powdered sugar lends itself then to vanilla. So with no barrel peanut flavor that you normally get from bourbon. So I'm going to go as far as taste on this Booker's. I'm taking it and giving it the full 5 with a but up. But up.
But up. You actually gave that a 6, right?
I did.
5 with a badumpa.
I said I did.
Okay.
I agree. You should have the doctor check the wax in your ears. It seems like something.
They're perfectly clean. We do that Q-tip. Wicka, wicka, wicka. Okay.
What? How is that? What's that? Waka waka waka.
No, it's wicka, wicka, wicka. This is probably
Who's we?
what? What'd you hear?
You said
I said I.
We did that Q-tip. Waka waka waka. Who's the we? You and your doctor are digging in your ear?
Me, myself, and I.
All right, there we go.
I have to have a group therapy session every morning.
Now, Thomas says a Four Roses at 130 proof drinks hot, and I will admit, Four Roses is peppery. I think
that's because that's a whole different
level. I agree.
Well, and because Four Roses uses a lot more rye.
Yeah, but that barrel strength,
mash bill.
Brent Elliott, man, that barrel strength, Brent
But see,
Elliott. Oh,
Brent,
2024. Damn.
Brent knows how to blend those ryes together.
Yeah.
I mean, he does amazing blends himself. So
yeah, we're gonna do a late afternoon podcast on Friday, December 13th. Everybody needs to join us for that because this is gonna be on. And I wish you could be here.
I'm pretty sure
Brent's
you're not gonna cancel it until January when I can make it. Jeff always schedules them when I can't do it.
No, the last one you were there. You were there for the.
I'm just talking about
the person who's not to be named podcast happened. When that happened, you were there.
Well, I'm just referring to when you did the Blantons.
So we got let's see, Zhao from Brazil. Thank you for joining us. We're talking about
absolutely.
Booker's Bourbon, Zhao. So cheers. We're rating it, and you came in just the nick of time. Super Nash is about to give it his rating for the taste on a scale of 1 to 5.
I'm getting the sweet taste of that fresh open root beer, ice cold root beer right up front, and then it quickly goes to like the bacon spices, like the nutmeg and the ginger, and a little bit peppery.
It's damn good. What you giving it?
And I'm getting that sweet vanilla frosting across the back. I'm gonna have to give it a 5 on the taste. It's wonderful. It's one of the best tasting Bookers that I've had the pleasure of drinking.
All right, finish us up now with the finish.
All right. I want to say that on the finish, this is probably another one of the standouts of this particular bourbon is the finish on this. It's got a long-lasting finish. All the flavors keep coming through. You can take a sip, and even seconds or a minute or two after you've taken a sip of it, each one of those flavors just keep popping and coming through. And it's got a nice, and this is where you were talking about the heat. This is where I'm going to put the heat. A little bit of the heat comes in right on the back of the throat, right where you want it to. But it doesn't go all the way down. You know, it's not like some of the higher proof bourbons and whiskeys that you drink, where, it goes down and all of a sudden it's starting to burn down, into the top of your lungs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The top of your esophagus. This stops right there at the back of your throat, but it's carrying all that flavor. And it's not such a burning sensation that it's taken away from the flavor. So, with that said, I'm going to have to give the finish on this a 5 with a ba-dum-bum. Because it's fantastic.
But up. All right. So you just rated this Booker's a perfect rating of 19 of 18.
19, yes.
I don't have to give this a 5, but Thomas Anderson said this is the best Booker's this year, in my opinion. If you're a fan of Booker's, I think this is one of the best Booker's in the last decade. Just my opinion. I've tasted them all. The finish is the strong point of this. The taste was fantastic, and the finish is long. This is where the vanilla frosting, to me, just
like
expresses itself. I've even had a sip of water since my last taste, and I still can taste a little bit of this on the sides of my tongue. And again, the heat at 130 is right at the back of your throat, like you said, and it turns into a really good Kentucky hug. And that's when the finish starts for me, when the hug is going on. Now,
and the flavors, while that hug is going on, the flavors are just emanating all around in your mouth and your taste buds. They're still there.
so it's also, now I've been tasting it, it's like a 4th of July fireworks show, but it's in your mouth in a taste form. You get the flavors up front, you get the flavors on the back, they switching back on the side of your tongue, you swallow, it goes down in a swing, you got some heat, up comes a little bit of a leathery oak, and then there's vanilla frosting. Now, as the vanilla frosting goes, all of a sudden, while that's happening, you pick up a little bit of pepper spice on your tongue, on the sides of your tongue. Then that distracts you, and you come back to it, and now you're getting a little bit of vanilla and oak, and it's still going.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still going. All the whole time I took the sip and I'm talking, and I still taste what's going on in my mouth. So I have to concur
like I'm just
with your score. I'm going
mouth just watering, and the flavors just keep going and going.
I'm really glad I bought 2 bottles of this. So
And
Fred,
what'd you give that?
a 5. I can't.
You gave it a 19 too.
I think this is the first time 2 Scotchy bourbon boys have given something 2 19s. Now, this is going to sit in my cabinet, and you're going to come up and you're going to drink this with us on in January. Booker's definitely lingers in the mouth, no matter the bottle or the batch. I will concur with that, John, except for the fact that a lot of times you get some of that that peanut or a little bit of the bitterness of a barrel proof from the oak that when it's aged. But 7 years, man, that is 7 to 9 years is the sweet spot for a lot of bourbons like that hit home runs. And this is almost 8. So this is right in the middle. But this batch, this Master Distillers batch, owns up to the flavor. We don't give out a lot of a backup bottle is a must, and I have one. Thomas, we can't wait to get the Jimmy, the Jimmy's batch coming up, the 04. Hopefully I can get that soon. but the 130 proof, this one, like I said, I wouldn't want to swallow this down the wrong pipe. I've done that with Bookers before, and you feel like you're almost going to die. But this one delivers what that barrel proof, that barrel proof bourbon, that uncut, unfiltered, what you want. You're in the rick house and you smell that whiskey aging in the wood and the whiskey and everything that's happening in there, the weather and everything. It smells so awesome. This brings that out, and so to get a 19, to me, there's no time when this ever goes bitter. And Bookers, from time to time, there'll be a little bitterness at one point, or a little nuttiness, or something happening, deeper leather. Not that I dislike or like it, but this one is different than most Bookers as far as that peanut or that bitterness is not there. So the Scotchy
Agreed.
Bourbon Boys in the Old Louisville Distilling Company's barrel bashing segment give Bookers 2024-03 Master Distillers batch a 19 of 18.
Overall, 19. Yeah.
We got there.
I just want to say, and I just counting these two, not including this Booker's Reserves, but counting these two that I have here and the ones that I have on the shelf, I have 35 different Booker's batches open total on my shelves up there. All the way back, dating back all the way to 1994.
Which is crazy, because I have 25 and mine just 4 and 5 since 2019. This is my 6th year of collect. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. That's 6 years, right? And I have 25 of them, but actually, I have 25, but that includes the 2 presents that you have given me that are from different years past. One not open. I don't know. My Christmas present from you last year, I can't drink that unless I drink it with you, my friend. So the next time when you come up, we'll have to open that bottle and start drinking it, because there's some things that good friends,
and that was the closest one, I believe. Like I say, that's within just a couple of numbers of the bottle that's in this painting that's right up here above my computer.
But you can actually on YouTube see the little corner of it, which shows.
I'm going to take my camera.
Here we go.
I'm going to turn it towards the painting right here.
Yep. Switch it around. Mine actually picks up the corner of the original painting that I signed. But Super Nash, one year, because we do so much good things for each other for Christmas.
I won't be able to see it
for Christmas, but I'll tell you when it's there. Yep, there it is. That painting that I did, I was able to give him a print of it.
I guess I could if I lifted my camera right here.
Yeah. And then Fred signed it, right? Okay. Did you have Freddie sign it yet? What?
Freddie and Fred signed it.
Okay.
That's what they did for me. I sent it up to Sandy and picked it up last Christmas.
I was just looking where did Freddie sign it?
Freddie signed it up there. Up above his head, or right below it on the knee up there.
Oh, there it is, right on his chest. All right.
Yeah, on his chest, and Fred signed it right up there on his shoulder.
Right.
Now I just need to get Mila Kunis to sign it.
Well, we're both need to get Mila Kunis to sign it, because you have the most important signature on there.
That's right. All right.
So anyways, yeah. There you go, everybody. That's how we met. All right, let's see. It's a slow
that picture right there, he was getting signed. And that's what he gave me Christmas 2 years ago. And so, like I'd say around October of last year, I mailed it up to Sandy No, and she got Fred and Freddie to both to sign it for me.
Because Sandy's a
And
sweetheart.
yes, she is. And then, when me and Jeff drove down there after the Christmas party, we stopped by and saw Sandy and Fred, and she gave it back to me. Signed.
So there's one batch of Bookers. I got one last story to tell everybody. There was a special distillery release only batch called I believe the Fred No batch. And it was a 5th batch of Bookers released, I want to say, at the end of 2022. Or so it was let's see, not last year. Was it? It was last. No, was it last year? Yeah, because she gave it to us when we were in the kitchen after. Yeah, so it would have been right at the time, probably the summer of 2023, actually. It was called it was the end of 2022. It was the last batch of 2022. And when we were down there, we went down there and we were with Sandy at Kentucky.
2022.
Yeah. And then in 2023, when we went down there for Kentucky Bourbon Festival, I was like, I had said to Sandy, I mentioned something and she didn't think she could get me one. And I was like, okay, I understand. I just said that would be really nice because Booker's is my favorite and everything. So we go down for Kentucky Bourbon Festival and she's like, I got a present for you. And I'm like, what? And so we are at their house in the kitchen where the kitchen table is, and sitting around the actual kitchen table that Booker and Fred and Freddie pick out all the batches. And Fred walks in and he has the bottle.
Now, this table was actually made by Booker.
Yep.
Yeah. Booker was amazing woodworker too. And like I say, he made, I believe, the table and also a wood hutch that's in there.
I mean, being at the Jim Beam house so many times, and then even at this year's Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we went to the Icons dinner, and we were there with Fred and Sandy and Freddie and Brent Elliott and Ross Neely and, Steve Nally and Bill and Rob Samuels. I mean,
Rob Samuels, yeah.
it was crazy to be at the Jim Beam house with them in their backyard for a full. I mean, that's just not something that happens. Yeah. So that was fantastic to be there, and it's just such a great place. But to have Fred come out, Sandy goes, I got a thing. And so Fred goes and he gets it and he gives it to me, and she trades it for our barrel pick, which I believe it was I want to say it was the Knob Creek. I gave her the Knob Creek barrel pick, and she basically gave me about that special. Actually, I can look right now. It's right behind me. I'll tell you what year it was.
The Knob Creek, or was it our the?
Okay, there it is. It was 2022.
Elijah Craig.
It was called the Fred No batch, and it's 2022, and it's signed. And basically, it's signed my pick, Fred No, and to Tiny. And I was like so honored. And that just sits there. I don't know what it tastes like, But one day we will know what that tastes like, Super Nash. I
Yes,
got
we
it
will.
there. That's what bourbon's all about. But those are the special bottles, right? That you
Yep.
break out for retirement parties, children's weddings. I mean, there's so much we can break that out for. But all right, so a 19 out of 19, folks. Booker's is special to both me and Super Nash because not only did it bring us
When my
together.
son goes to work at SpaceX for Elon Musk,
How about this? When he goes to work at SpaceX for Elon Musk, we'll go down there and we'll do a podcast and we'll share the bottle with Elon because you know the world has is always changing, and like I said, no matter what happens, you always have to, if you think that it's changing, make lemonade out of lemons. And if you think that the world's changing for you, reap the fruits of your labors. It's like take advantage of everything you can. There's always some positive things and way to keep positive. There's no doubt about it. But when you have bourbon like this, and quite frankly, Nash, the 130 is affecting me. I have not had more than one pour. I had a full pour, and this, I'm feeling this a little bit. I'm not slurring or anything, but I feel relaxed. Maybe it's because me and you are doing this podcast and we've done this podcast. This is our third Booker's podcast. Left or right Twix? I have no. What? You know what that means?
Yeah.
What?
It's Twix commercial, left or right? Left or right?
This Booker is definitely the left Twix.
Oh.
So, anyways.
No, it's the right Twix.
Well, I can tell you it's not the wrong one.
Exactly.
So anyways, as Thomas has been giving some good things, he said it's the best Bookers this year so far. We'll find that out.
I agree.
And it's also a slow sipper for sure. Yes, I would say this is a celebration bourbon right here.
Well, yes, and come this winter, if South Carolina gets a snow this year, we did not even get the first snow last year. Anderson didn't. And believe it or not. So
I do believe it, considering I bought a snowblower now it'll be 3 years in March, and I really have had no need to use it here in Ohio, which we usually get dumped on. I mean, for God's sakes.
We didn't even get a snow flurry.
I could tell you, I don't care what energy bills are right now, because honestly, I'm not having to use any energy to heat my house. Yesterday, I was asking my wife why it was so hot, and we've already put the central air conditioning away. So we suffered through a 77 degree.
I've been running my central air conditioning, but I'm down here in South Carolina every day. I keep it on 68, and I have to. I'm a big boy. I sweat.
Drew, the 2022 Fred No one it actually says 2022 on it. So
look, Walker just tuned in.
Yeah, I saw. He's a couple of pours behind. No, you can't be a couple of pours behind. I said,
oh my God.
You're
gonna get us blocked on Facebook.
I've only had one Walker. It's just that this is 100.
Hey John, now who's misusing the consonants?
That is for sure. It's a good one.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I would say that I agree, tonight, Thomas. It is a good one to crack on Christmas Day. That is a Christmas Day pour.
Oh, it is.
I think this drinks a lot like.
Flavors on this sort of remind you of Christmas.
Booker's doesn't usually drink like Stag. You know, Stag drinks. This reminds me of how Stag drinks. You know what I'm saying?
I said you're speaking in cursive.
I don't even know what that means.
Have a couple more sips and you'll figure it out.
Oh, you can. Hey, you've been drinking way longer than I have tonight. I saw you on Facebook having a pour and a cigar.
I know, old Carter batch 12. And then I poured that little pour of, which I only drank half of it, of the batch 2018-03, which it's good. I'll finish it after the podcast.
All right, everybody. We're getting into close to a little bit further than we normally go. So
Yeah.
we're gonna end this one. And thank you everybody for coming. Everybody on
Absolutely.
Facebook and YouTube, you can stick around for a little bit. We'll probably do some more, but we are ending this podcast right now. For our audio listeners, if you're an audio listener, know that when we do these YouTubes and Facebook lives, we're on a little bit before, organizing, talking, having fun, and we're on most of the time a little bit later. So, if you want more, check out the Facebook and the YouTube. But if you're cool with this and you're driving around, this is the way it works. We try and be a little bit more professional on the audio. So everybody, right? Wouldn't you say? We try and not have all the excess stuff happen.
I wouldn't say that, but
You're not professional anything, Super Nash. So just we
I
know.
know.
And
I'm just here for the eye candy.
Thomas,
no, that's what CT is here for.
yeah, he's definitely there.
I'm just here for the laughs.
Okay, and then tonight was a sad night for whiskey. Just everybody put him in his prayers. His mom passed away. Tonight was calling hours. I'd like to raise a toast in honor of his mother, who lived a great life. It was her time, and she didn't need to suffer anymore. So we're all happy in the case that she's not suffering anymore, but that doesn't take away the fact that losing your mom just is not a good thing to have happen. So, all right, everybody, remember www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Glencairns, t-shirts, and bourbon balls are coming soon. Contact me on Facebook or YouTube. Let me know and we'll arrange something for you. Remember, we're on X, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, along with podcast formats of Apple, iHeart, and Spotify. But remember, everybody, good bourbon equals good times, good elections, and good friends. Remember to drink responsibly. Don't
drink and drive.
And live your life uncut and unfiltered. Little Steve-O will be taking us out. Oh, that was my bad.
Guess out, little Steve-O. Here we go.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die.
All right.
Hey.
So we're off on that. I'm going to quick do my audio magic. Good podcast tonight.
Absolutely.
Super Nash.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling you SNL.
SNN.
SNN. All right. SNL. Super Nash League. We're going to form the SNL. The Super Nash League.
Then I'll have to put on my superhero outfit.
You did that the last one. All right, for uploading. I don't know why it's going into documents desktop. And this is just Booker's 24-03 save. We've come a long way with Booker's.
We have.
People on YouTube, tonight's podcast was all about the Booker's 2024-03, the Master Distillers, and the same thing on Facebook. Mike Gaskin, what's the name of y'all's podcast? The Scotchy Bourbon Boys, my friend. Check us out. This is our podcast. I mean, we do this live on Facebook, and we do it. Join our Facebook group, Mike. We are the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here in Central Ohio. Super Nash is in South Carolina, and CT is in I want to say Western Ohio, Western Central Ohio, and he's in Springfield, Columbus area. But we basically have a group that travels around the country. We were in New Orleans this year. We were in Kentucky, Frankfurt. We were in Bardstown for the festivals. And then we were also in Delaware, Ohio for the craft festival. So we just, like I said, we travel around to different distilleries. We record Whiskey Thief, we record barrel picks. Our barrel pick that we just had was from the Spirit of French Lick. We still have bottles available if you're interested. There's a Lillian Sinclair, which is a legacy bottle of the former distiller, and then also his William Dalton Weeded, which is still a brand that they offer even after he's left, because once you leave, you still have about 7 years of inventory that they will be able to keep producing. But we did 2 barrel picks, and we absolutely love doing this, and would love to have have you join the group and the podcast. We appreciate it. It's on all the audio podcasts, and then also you joined us here for Facebook, but we also are on YouTube. That's recorded on YouTube, a little bit of different view, but on YouTube we're doing pretty good. So we, each one of these podcasts, I believe our last podcast that I did, Super Nash has been helping me a little bit more on sharing if you can't make it, but we had over 6,500 views on Facebook. So we're starting to get up there. We're getting back to COVID numbers.
Okay. Are you finished with your book?
My book?
we got reader request here.
What's a reader
fan request?
What's a fan request?
Okay. Here's the segment that we talked about before the show. All the Facebook fans that are still watching, and YouTube fans that are still watching. I said that at the beginning of the show, at the end, that I would named a Booker's batch that you wanted me to pull out and try. And basically, it's going to have to be from 2015 to now. I'll pull that bottle out and have a little pour in your honor.
What is this? What is this segment called? Get Super Nash shit-faced?
Nope. Booker's fan appreciation batch.
So John, tell him what batch you want him to pull out, because you were asking what he's grabbing from the Booker's vault. You tell him what since 2015 what you want. I think I want you to do 2015 batch 3. That's me.
Well, you don't count.
No, I do count.
I was fixing to grab it, but let's see. Let's give it a second and see who comes up with what.
No, this is get Super Nash segment. So you got to do the.
All right, Drew's egging John on. He's like, "Let's go, John."
Yeah.
batch and what number? What year and what number? Let's put it that way.
Bardstown batch 2021-03.
2021-03.
I can even drink that one. 2021-03. I will. I can pull things. I'll pull that one out. Let's see. 2021.
Oh, you pull that one out, you're gonna break stuff.
Oh, I could.
2020-03, 2019-04.
Are yours all still? Are yours just in bottles, or are they in the boxes?
Mine's not in the boxes. CO1A18. Who said that? You, Joe.
Oh, there's 2020.
I had them posted in order.
I got 2021-04.
I got 2021-04 right here. And then I got 1901s behind it. Like I say, they're a little bit out of order.
That's kind of like what you are.
1704, 1805, 1703, 1603. What was it I was looking for?
2103.
2103.
Help us. What's the color of the label?
3. Don't make. Oh my God.
I got 02. I found 04 and 02. Let's see if this is 2103. What batch did he call it? 20? 23?
103. No way. Come on. 16.
Ah.
All right.
What the hell's with all the 2022s? All right. 2022, 2020. Damn it.
So plus any bottle.
2019, Country Ham. 2020, 2020, 2021-01.
1904.
That's got to be it. Yep, there it is. It's red. It's a red label, buddy. I found mine. Here it comes. It's coming out the vault. I got to remove the rare and elusive thick-nosed dolphin. And a maker's mark. I got a 2022-04.
Oh, here it is.
Here it is. I've got it. 2021-03.
Boom.
What is the
2021-03?
I didn't. Hey, John, that was a book. That was a really good.
I don't know how in the world this one. It had to be. It was like the fourth bottle all the way back against the wall.
Drew said celebrated his high school graduation with that pour. He said he missed it.
Wow. Look at the color on that.
The 2020 what? 103. I pulled it out.
103.
It's a dusty.
Batch.
Hey, look at the level of mine.
Mine's not too far off.
Yep.
Right below the level.
All right, everybody. That's kind of cool. All right. I have to finish off the first. Jesus Christ.
I get that right off the bat. Get that nice peanut.
What am I drinking here that's already in my glass? I have another pour of Booker's. Wow, if I drink that, I'm done.
I said his is in the bottom third.
Oh my God, the legs on that one. It's so good.
Look at that.
Here it comes. Excellent.
Cheers, John. To great memories.
Wait, don't be cheersing yet. Let me get mine in. I got to put a little water in my cup and.
That didn't sound good. Good thing it's not only on. This is live and not on podcast.
It's just a party with everybody. We got 7 people. We got Brendan. We got Thomas on YouTube, and we got John. Cheers, man. Cheers. Thank you for watching. I'm so, it's funny. Hey, John, are you drinking inside or you drink? Oh, you're in Chicago, so it's a little cool to be out
Bruce
at
said
your
he
outside
didn't know
bar.
what he was drinking at the time because his buddy brought it over and hadn't started his whiskey journey yet. It was hot at the time, but it was so good.
What's the proof on this one?
This one is
Here we go.
125.5. Yep.
But see, this one's only 6 years, 5 months.
Yeah. I'd have to search through. I got a stack of cards.
I got a card. Mine are all still in the
Yours are in the box. Mine are in a stack. I'd have to flip through the stack like trading cards.
So this batch is made up of barrels from 4 production dates that were aged in 6 different rick houses, locations within 5 different warehouses, 6 different rick houses, locations within 5 different warehouses. The breakdown of barrel storage for Booker's Bardstown batch is as follows: 8% 9-story rick house H, second floor; 27% 9-story rick house H, 5th floor; 24% came from the 6th floor of the 9-story rick house D; 11% came from the 7-story rick house Z on the 5th floor; 19% came from the 5th floor of story rick house I, and 11% came from the 9-story rick house J on the 8th floor.
Is this is the year that they only did like 3 batches, right? This
No, they did 4. No, they did 4. Because I know that because I saw all 4. It's just like anything else when you're looking for it. The first one I saw. The first one was 04. The second one was 02. The third one was 03. I mean 01, and the fourth one was 03. I found it in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm the one that said it was red for you, so you could get it.
Was it? So like 22 was when they only did 3 batches, right?
Remember No, it was a year. So they had done 2020, 2021, 2022. They did. Wait. Because shithead was gone by then. So 2020. So it was 2020. They did 5 batches. And it was
2022. They did 3 batches. We kept waiting on the 4th one, and then they didn't.
No, they did 4 batches that year, Nash. But what happened is we did the podcast, and all of a sudden it was like they released the 4th batch.
2023.
No, it was 2023, and they released the 4th batch really, really late. I thought in November when we got it. Well, just like this one, they released the Master Distiller batch, and then boom, out came instantly after we waited so many months. So the 3rd, and the 4th got released right back to back, but it was like December 22nd.
Yeah, it was like in December.
Yeah, we had to go. We did our Booker's Bourbon of the Year based off the 3, and then they did the 4th one like late December.
Okay.
Yeah, John, it definitely had 4 years in 2022, but he's remembering the year. I think it was in 20. It wasn't last year. It was the year before. It was 2022. The 4th batch hit late.
Yeah.
Really late.
That's what I was thinking.
Did 2023 have 4?
But
yes.
I remember that now.
Yes, 2021 had 5 batches, and the Boston batch, they weren't.
The last couple of batches come out around September or October, but then we kept waiting, and then it was like,
Well, they came out the 3rd in early November, so I thought that was it. After, like, when we did our podcast, I'm like, that's it. And all of a sudden we did the podcast, and a week later they dropped the 4th batch. Yes, 2023 did have 4.
Yeah.
Now, the reason that they have not done 5 since 2021 because of the fact that the Boston batch was not a good seller. It was young, and Fred told me directly that he thought that Boston batch was 100% too young. They were forcing him to put out more Booker's batches, and it was starting to affect the Booker. So Fred cut it off, and since 2021 there's been 4 batches, 22, 23, and then hopefully this year there could be a 5th because they just released the 4th. And honestly, you got all of December to release the 5th. All of November and December, they did release the 4th. When I was down in, like you said last week, I was down in Louisville and I saw the 4th. What is 2020 because of COVID? It was 4.
Yeah, 2023, they did a 04.
Yeah, last year they did an 04 because we compared 4 Bookers for bourbon.
Look, in 2022, I do have the 04.
Yeah, we got it. What is that one?
Yeah.
Let me see that one again.
That was the Pinkies batch.
Right. That was the Pinkies batch was 04.
Yeah.
Now, the year before, the 5th
22.
batch in 2023, I mean, 2021, the 4th batch was the Tailgate.
The Strangers batch.
What was the 5th batch in 2024? Tailgate?
In 2021?
2020, yeah.
2021 is the 4th batch was Strangers batch.
Yeah, but the 5th batch was the Tailgate.
I'll tell you in just a second.
And I drank the crap out of that in 2021. I bought like 3 bottles of that. It was so good. John says you're playing Uno with Booker's cards.
No.
Walker, technically we have
I got the
reserves,
cards.
so there should be 5 this year. Yes, the reserves is there. There could even be 6.
No,
Walker.
there was no 5th batch.
Yeah, there was.
Not in 2021.
Do you have the Tailgate one? There was the pigskin.
I got the pigskin batch, and that was, hold on. I'll raise you a pigskin batch for a country ham batch.
Was that 3? I got country ham. That's 2019.
That's 2019, yeah.
What was Kitchen Table? Was that 2018
Okay.
or 2019 early?
I had it just a second ago. I was looking at it.
We need pigskin and Kitchen Table. Pigskin had to be
What'd you say?
Pigspin.
Spin.
John says draw 2.
Yeah, you got to draw too. Back it up.
This is like extended election night coverage.
Match has got a football on it.
Yeah, it does. I love pigskin. I still love pigskin. I bought 3 bottles, so the 3rd bottle is barely opened. I would have to say, was it John?
Just saw that card and what the hell?
So who's the okay? So we want somebody else to do one. What 2015 to current? What other batch do you want Nash to find?
Hey, I hadn't got the card, but look, it's 2020-03. There's the bottle there.
Okay, so 2020 had 5 bottles.
2020.
Yep.
Was the year of the COVID too.
And actually, I think that was Drew that says, was it 2020 because of COVID? That's why there was 5. Yep, Drew, you were right. I mean, this year the bookers have been so phenomenal. I mean, I can't wait to taste Jimmy's batch.
$23.04. Which, all right, here's a question. Which year had 6 batches?
None.
Oh, yes, there was.
No. I did not know of a 6 batch. I only knew that there were 5. I mean, I talked to Fred directly.
2016 had 6 batches.
Where you show me batch 6 in 2016.
I haven't got the 6 batch, but I know it does.
Of course. Of course it had 6 batches.
I've got all 5 batches up to it. But I've not been.
I mean, 2022 had 5 batches because Fred's batch was released from the distillery. And then this year, when you got the reserves, which Freddie is, I mean, it's just genius. Now, Freddie was able to do a batch with older bookers that were, hey, Walker, what was the year on the reserves? How old was it? What was the youngest that was in it? Drew, where are you out of?
The youngest in the reserves was a 10-year. I got the card right here. Uh, 8-year. So, 8 years and 2 months on the reserves.
What's the oldest?
14 years, 4 months, and 16 days.
Wow.
There was 8 different barrels put into that batch. I got 2 bottles of that. Actually, 1.5. That shit's good.
So this 2023, 2021-03. I mean, 2021 is 3 years old in this bottle. I just love to look at the differences. So the last 3 years, they haven't changed much about the label. Yes, Mike Gaskins, the Jimmy's batch is already out. It's out. I knew about that last week. I thought I was picking it up. And I ended up getting a backup bottle of the Master Distiller blend. But I'm going to tell you, I'm happy I did. Because now I have one for going forward. But, you know, my Booker's collection is everything since 2019. And all the bottles are this high or more. I do have 2 open Kentucky teas, which was one of mine. I think, yes, you and Nash when you tried the reserves, because we were at the Icon dinner when we tried the reserves. That was what we got to try there. But that was the Icon dinner, everybody, for was during Kentucky Bourbon Festival. It was at the Jim Beam house where Fred and Sandy know, and then next door Freddie know live. Their backyard is set up for hosting large parties, because when Booker built the backyard and the smoker back there, he knew that he would be hosting people within the industry all the time. So they were able to host a party where they had Master Distillers from Four Roses, Brent Elliott. They had Royce Neely. Everybody was tasting some of their special whiskey. They had Rob and Bill Samuels tasting cellar aged, which is one of my favorite newer bourbons to hit the market. It's fantastic. 2023 and 2024 are super. And then you also had Brent Elliott from Four Roses. And then you had Fred and Freddie from Jim Beam and, Incorporated. And then you also had Steve Nally from Bardstown Bourbon Company, all talking about expressions that you got to taste with a 4-course meal and dessert. So an Infinite. John Ritt said he just grabbed the Infinite, haven't cracked it yet. Anyone have it? Notes on it. Hey, John, we all have the Infinite. I have tasted it. I got the taste the Infinite that was on Freddie's bar in the man cave at the mansion when we were there the first time for Kentucky, during Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year. It wasn't open, but when we went back again to do a podcast with Sandy, it was there. It's good enough that when I tasted it, I wanted to buy the bottle and thought it was worth the price. But that's a podcast with CT coming up. Yeah, Steve Nally. What did I say, Walker? I think I said Steve Nally. You guys, we really appreciate your support on Facebook and on YouTube. Anybody on YouTube that's watching us, feel free to ask questions. What's the next pour? So we already had, I want to ask, I think, who asked that initially for the 2021 Nash? Who asked for that one? Because someone else.
2014-07.
Okay, that's nobody asked for that. I want.
So here's another stumper. 2014 had 7 batches.
Really? It looks like it's that old label though, dude.
2014-07.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean shit as far as what the batches are.
They didn't name the.
They didn't name them. They dashed
Booker
them.
did not name the batches in 2014.
Yes, but in 2014,
but he numbered them.
That wouldn't have been Booker. That would have been Fred. But when they numbered them, they weren't that old.
Fred didn't start naming them until 2015.
Right. But what I'm saying is that early one that you have, that doesn't necessarily know. That is the based off of the distillate from. It could have been the batch that they distilled, not the batch they released.
He did 7 batches: 2014-01, 2014-02, 2014-03. Look it up, because I pulled the sheet up because that's how I was figuring out these serial numbers, like this one right here, which is CO1A18. Okay, which in your picture CO4A18.
No, in my picture, I'll tell you what it is.
I'm just reading it. CO4 one.
It's actually CO1-118.
In your picture, CO4J18.
You don't know my handwriting. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's CO4. I want to say, hold on.
It says J18. This is the closest bottle that I've got to that.
CO4J18.
And this is CO1.
What painting are you looking at? I'm looking at the original.
I'm looking at the one. What did you do, Dr. Mike? Because it looks like you messed with this one. I'm looking at this painting right here.
So this is CO7
B7. Right?
CO7D7.
B7.
So what?
I got the same bottle.
So what is that?
Booker's,
What's CO7?
1994.
What?
Yeah, what we have, what this one and the one I gave you is a 1994.
It's a 1994. So what's the one that we drank? Oh, I'll tell you what we drank initially.
Yeah,
Because I actually think it's the one.
CO1A18.
Why am I going this way? It's like I can't get out that way. All right.
The empty bottle that we drank initial is the half of one that I have left.
This is
CO1A18.
This is fun as fuck. This Booker shit running around our thing. Okay, so you gave me initially.
CO1A18. That's this bottle right here that I have. That's almost gone, about halfway, about 2/3 gone.
CO1A18. Well, what is that one? What year?
That's a 1992.
God.
That's the first two.
So we never got the.
Oh,
So you gave me the A18, but not the J18.
I don't have a J18.
So you need to find that one because we need to drink that. We need to drink what's in
These
the.
are the two bottles that I just had found in Atlanta. I gave you one. I brought one.
I got it. I just looked. It's it's the A18, but that's the. But what's
this is the same bottle. This is the second bottle that I went back and got.
I know, and then you were supposed to let me try some, but you never did.
The same bottle that you got.
Yeah, which I drank the whole one of, and you said,
A18.
"Are you going back for it again?"
I don't have any more. I went back, and that's when I found these.
Are there more to find?
Maybe.
If there's more to find, I want to go to Atlanta with.
The one that you got full back there should be this one right here.
We are
CF7B7. Right?
What about the other one that you gave me at Kentucky? That you gave half of it to me at the Kentucky Bourbon on the Banks. I gotta put my glasses on for this one.
That was the.
I finished that one just recently.
I'm thinking that might have been the other 2014-07.
It's right here. I'll tell you what it is. That one is CO7B7.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the second one of these.
What is that? What year is that?
That one I believe was like a 95.
So the CO7B7 is what we opened at Bourbon on the Banks, and what you gave me for Christmas is a CO7B7 also.
Yeah.
So
this is the one. This is the one that we opened at Bourbon on the Banks.
No,
I gave you a full one. Yeah.
No, that one you kept.
I took it back.
No, listen to me, Nash. That's your bottle of CO7B7. The Bourbon on the Banks one, when we were done, it was in your trunk, and you gave that to me half open.
You got that one too?
I got that one and drank the shit out of it. And then for Christmas, you gave me another CB 07, whatever. You gave me the same bottle because I have an unopened bottle and I have a finished bottle of that.
Okay.
This is fun as hell. I'm having a blast. Are you guys having a blast? I hope everybody's having a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Drew says getting our steps
I need
in.
to go find some more old bookers. That's what I need to do.
Night at the Bourbon Museum, Booker's theme. All right, Drew says, hell to the yeah. That's my saying. Hell yeah. Hell to the yeah.
Oh.
Okay, who's coming up with the next bottle we're finding? Come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Blast that
gosh,
2004.
I'm not finished with these.
No, I'm done. I still have honestly
Doing all the work here and not enjoy reaping the benefits.
Booker's is always get me in trouble with my wife podcast.
No. I'm gonna have to cut out here. I gotta
wait. Someone needs to do a finish pour. Let's go.
I'm
all right.
All
right. He just said Pinky's batch. What year is Pinky's batch?
I just had it. That we just talked about it.
Yeah. Let's go.
Was the
Walker says Charlie's. Okay, we can't do anything new because my new stuff is all right there. And there's like 43,000 mini Glens and bottles balancing on top. So no.
You need a new shelving system.
Maybe you could come up and help me with that. I am shelving challenge there, Super Nash. Why is your shit flashing? I think you should. I think you should pick a color and stick to it.
Oh, because I put it on party theme.
So you're finding Pinky's. Tell me what Pinky's batch. Okay, 22.
Party theme.
2204. I could find 2204. I can do that. I know where that was. I actually saw that.
Put these all back up here, and I didn't even try to stack them in order.
All right, we're finding Pinky's batch, everybody. You got Nash over there, and I'm headed over to get the 2204. Color is what I need.
Hmm. 2022-04. Pinky's batch.
What color?
It's a blue label. Sort of a medium blue.
A medium blue.
Yeah.
All right, that means I gotta.
It's got a football helmet on it.
There it is. I gotta take down 2 little books. No, I gotta take down a Booker's. I don't even know what that one is. That one's empty, so it must be a good one. All right, Pinky's batch. We're hitting Pinky's batch right here. This is fun, and I got the whole weekend to clean up the bar.
That didn't work out good.
What?
Tried to pour a little water in my glass, and it's like poured it all over the place.
So I did that earlier, but I poured it on top of my keyboard and mouse, which just
like. Well, I got a glass top, but
so watch this. We're gonna change it. Look, we just did it. We're gonna look at what I did as far as Booker no. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. In honor of Booker no.
So Pinky's batch, here it comes. Now, I don't know. This one's pretty high. I got my card. I got my Booker's is awesome. All right, this is the
122.4. This is kind of low proof compared to what we've been doing.
Oh yeah, and I'm fine with that. Really?
Probably gonna drink like 140.
I wish that we could go out on your back porch after this and smoke a cigar. I miss you, friend.
I miss you too, brother.
You know,
And
the last
that would
couple
be great.
weeks, it's just like they're great experiences to go to
You would
Augusta.
not believe my back deck and all that, and all since you've been here.
Yeah.
Most all that bamboo and everything is gone. I've had it all.
I think
cut
you
down.
should build up your back deck like double the size of it and build it out of barrel staves.
Oh, somebody just got through posting. They did a wall for a bar out of barrel staves, and I wanted you to see it.
You do know
But they did the whole. They did a wall around their outside deck.
Yeah.
You know, to block it off, and it's made of barrel staves.
Well, the front of this bar is I've got all the barrel staves. I got them all sanded.
Yeah.
I've got them all. They're all sanded, ready to be polyurethane. So this weekend I'll be doing the polyurethane. Plus, we've got our Scotchy Bourbon Boys barrel stave, which I'm going to put in the middle, and then I'm going to put it up, or actually the top, and then I'm going to hang this Bourbon Fest. I think I'm going to polyurethane that Bourbon Festival barrel head, and then the one that Randy gave to me with the American flag for this year's Bourbon Festival, I'm going to hang back there.
We definitely need to go see John up in Illinois.
I saw John up in Illinois.
Well, I mean, during the warm months.
I saw him in the warm months. I actually did a tasting of our barrel picks with him.
You didn't see him with me, and we didn't party and go to a bunch of distilleries and eat some good food and cook out at John's.
So in other words, you're saying if I come up when you go, you're flipping the bill?
Heck no, I don't run the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
At one point. You know what you need? No, cheers. What we need to do is go up and see John, grab John, and head over to Thornton Distillery for I believe it's Last Drop, or Dead Drop, Dead Drop. So,
and also go by and see Paul Lipko. Hopefully, we'll catch him when he's doing.
So, are you up for a Chicago, Chicago, and then Quarry Distillery with us, Whiskey Acres and Few, and then throw in Thornton, and we're gonna be there.
Hell yeah,
John. Why does it? Fuck it. Let's just do it in the winter.
Oh, summertime.
No, good bourbon drinks so much better in the fall, my friend.
Yeah.
How many cigars did you? I have a question. How many cigars were you smoking this summer compared to what you've been smoking cigars consistently in the fall with the cool weather?
Yeah, but I've recently, like I say, I've really grown to appreciate cigars a whole lot more, and it's just been so relaxing out here on the back deck.
Yeah.
After all the work I've been doing.
It's the right time of year. It's cool. Every time you're out there, I'm like, I need to be out there.
Cool. What the hell are you talking about?
I'm
super Nash.
Hey, I want you to find a box of Olivia's and bring them up for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And John, you need to come up for the Christmas party.
Hey,
Walker's coming.
John, read what John just said. I agree with you, John.
Just so you know, John, I'm from Milwaukee area, 80 miles north of you, and I've got.
He always complains when it gets hot. He's a big boy. He's a sweater.
He's like Kid Up Benny's. I'm there. So what's warm weather? February for Chicago? Barrel thieving gets better too. I'm definitely rebooking the thieving at the Bardstown for January. Hey, Walker, Don't leave me out of nothing. But I have March 7th.
We'll most definitely be doing some live podcasts.
So Walker, we are definitely going back to New Orleans. So it's March, then March 7th, Walker. Since there's an aspect of CT, me, whiskey wants to come to New Orleans too, Nash. But yeah, Walker. What's an MLK weekend?
Martin Luther King.
Ooh. Barrel. This is fucking fun. What this tonight? It's just so much fun hanging out with all you guys. Just I appreciate it. I'm gonna end the YouTube, but keep you guys.
This Pinky's batch?
Yeah, it's Booker's with peanuts. I mean, this is the peanut Booker essence of what Booker's is. It's just like tonight, tasting the other batches tells me how special this current Master Distillers batch is, which is null and void of the peanut, which I never thought Booker's could remove.
That's
from
the
it.
Fruit I was looking for that I'm tasting in this.
I know the fruit. You want to know the fruit you were looking for? Passion.
I don't know.
That's passion fruit. Because Super Nash, you're the most passionate motherfucker I know. I love you, brother. I mean, seriously, too, this is what it's all about. Good times. Yeah, Drew. Absolutely. There's no doubt. I've expressed this many times.
I agree, Drew.
Book with bourbon without anybody. I mean, it's one thing to go out and have a pour on your back porch and smoke a cigar. That's for relaxation. But it gets better, especially when you're amongst friends. But then you throw in people who are making it within the industry, and it even gets better. So when you're with your friends and you're with Fredno, with Alan Bishop, Greg Schneider. Greg Schneider's going to be coming on, and we're going to be tasting that Mizunaro. And, the other night, last week on Tuesday, Greg filled in. The Super Nash couldn't make it. You tried. I got it sent to me. I'll get you samples, my friend. I won't do that podcast till after you're there, and when you're up here, you're going to get samples. Make sure. I mean, so in other words, you're aware of this, right? I'm just going to show you because there's like this high-end sample company. You need to get like 20 of these, Nash. This thing is cool as hell.
Oh, wow. That's cool, Drew. Where'd you find that, Drew?
Look at this.
Saw those bottles, yeah.
Yeah, they sell them at the distilleries, but that's worth it because
who sells them at the distillery?
Yeah, and this one they got. Yeah, I bought this at Augusta, but me and
at Augusta.
But me and CT trade them because he has one from a different distillery, but the bottles in the witch color are the same. So I've got all the stuff that I need to keep doing this. We switched off so he can do some podcasts with us.
Okay.
Jungle Gyms in Eastgate, Ohio. Yeah. Drew, where are you out of? Because Jungle Gyms is.
Yeah. Hey, John. I've been to quite a few bennies up there when I was up there. Because as soon as I flew into Chicago, I got there a day ahead before Tiny or Jeff and
he was driving a green Mustang convertible.
3 or 4 bennies and then like 4 or 5 other places. But yeah, I love the bennies and the walk-in humidors. Yeah, that's the first thing I did was loaded up on cigars and got like 3 or 4 of their barrel picks. So yeah, I love bennies.
What did they get in today, Drew, at Eastgate at Jungle Gyms?
He said the Mizunara, chicken cock Mizunara.
How much did you pay? Just waiting.
Yeah, they're totally out at the Chicken Cock in Bardstown.
Hey, everybody on YouTube, if you are watching, it's kind of going up and we're just hanging out. We're tasting tonight. We're tasting Booker's, but if you have comments, make sure you leave a comment
Pavia, Ohio.
in the comment center.
There's 2 Jungle Gyms. The original in Fairfield and Eastgate opened up about 10 years ago. Okay.
So is that in the
$2.50.
Cincinnati area?
Paid $2.50.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I paid.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Tyler and Greg. I asked for a sample. I ended up with a bottle and a tin. But we will be doing
Jeff had me working so hard at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. I never got a chance to go over to the Chicken Cock. He had me on the complete other side. You know, I couldn't hang out over there with my friends.
What do you mean? What do you mean you did?
So I didn't get no free bottles.
You weren't,
or even get to stand in line to get a bottle of the Chicken Cock Mizunara.
You weren't putting that chicken cock in your mouth?
I'd be a liar if I said that I wasn't.
Oh my God. You tried the Mizunara on the podcast. We did that podcast with all the microphone system on that Nash worked fantastic. I can't wait to get that up. That interview,
really? Even with the leaf blower?
Oh yeah, I was listening to it and it didn't even have it's just like the guy's driving back and forth and there's nothing. When I dropped when I dropped in it after the bus tour and it broke the transformer, that put me back. And then those microphones wouldn't work. My backup microphones didn't work, but the new system worked. And then now we have this system. But when you're here for Christmas and the Christmas podcast and the Booker's podcast and all that, we're going to be doing it because
Rye 3 whiskeys are great.
Which ones?
One did you pick up?
Okay, so that was an awkward pause. We were just reading. We got John.
Rumcast finish. Oh man.
Rye 3 what is that? Is that what's her name's brand?
Oh no. No, I can't think of them.
Drew.
Friends with Barry Brungar.
So you're watching the game. What's the score? I've got a lot of money on that game. Money on DraftKings, so not big deal.
I agree, John.
It's 28-28. Yes. Hey, who's winning?
Who's winning? It's a tie game.
That's why I asked. I'm just enjoying. I'm enjoying the Bookers, but at the same time, Nash, this whiskey thief, is a cherry bomb.
I don't even want to hear about it. Didn't even get me none.
I got you some.
Knowing how I like wheated whiskey, I would have got you a
come
bottle.
Get it. It's here. You're going to be here.
I am coming to get it.
You know what? If you're nice to me, you can come and I'll share half the bottle with you. But this is something you could drink.
I'm taking the bottle home with me.
You don't get that label. That is a special label.
Bullshit.
Hey, did you go to Whiskey? You had a chance to go to Whiskey Thief Festival, but you didn't go.
Well, no, I didn't. I had to work. I was here working.
Drew says I'm more interested in our conversation. Oh, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Cheers to Cincinnati, but I did bet for the Ravens to win. but we'll see.
Who's your players?
What
Anyway,
my players
Hey,
in
guys.
fantasy? You got to go.
yeah, it's 11:05. I've got.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's 11:05. Holy shit! All right,
Yeah,
yes,
I
I gotta go too. All right, everybody.
I gotta be up
Good
at
bourbon.
4:30 and out of here.
I'll end it. I'll end this on Facebook. I gotta talk to you a sec. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Hey,
thanks,
Drew,
John. Just thanks, Walker.
Love you guys.
You guys. That
Walker.
was a great finishing up. I'm gonna end this on Facebook right here. Stop. I'm gonna go and hey, thanks everybody on YouTube. I'll tell you what our YouTube is, Nash. Our YouTube should be about 300-400. It's up from.
Drew, just so you know, this Booker's Pinkies batch, really, really good.
Yeah, it defines what Booker's is. Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.